Success rate at 2 of 10. They're looking at third and a few inches.
13.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. On first down, Garoppolo. And now here's another interception. Picked off here the 32. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. On first and 10, Dillon escaping the pressure right. Allen's got it over the middle. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Gone!
Throwing again on second and 10. Dillon. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Brian Poole. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a game considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. And he finds a man with a crossing route. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football and be concerned. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Eagles add on to their lead. And before the conversion attempt, we'll get a timeout call by the offense. And that'll leave them with only 1 remaining in this second half. Now Sturgis on to add the extra point. Sturgis adds the PAT, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Garoppolo now. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Dillon. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Sturgis for the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing is ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And they'll go on the ground. And some room to work. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a 1st down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach, because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Keenan Allen, a 24-yard touchdown. And a forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Eagles. Sturgis adds the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Sturgis out now to kick this one off.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and it goes down. Hassan Reddick in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. 9 yards on the pickup that time, so he got more than half of it back, but it's still a 3rd and 8.
13.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Past the 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. They'll come out in the pistol. McKinnon. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brandon Graham, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles defense able to hold. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showed some of that quickness there on the move.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the gun on 3rd down. Dillon, he's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it.
Now let's go. Blue Liner.
Operating from the gun. Dillon, a hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. They go play action here on 1st down. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jalen Mills. It's a foot race. 20, 10. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, Detroit! Detroit!
That one looks like he'll throw here. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
This will be taken very short. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Philadelphia, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Nothing on that beat.